Look, they got me back on my shit again. Just a kid
Yeah,
from
though,
Michigan.
you know what it is. It's your boy, GS the Dream. Right now, you're tapped in to the Superstar Spotlight on Flystar Media. Let's go.
It's time to pay bills again. Damn near the definition of what a statistic is. Caught in the system we was never meant to win against. The murder rate ridiculous. How am I supposed to live in this? Dedicated my penmanship, giving sight to the visionless so they can see a future with.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Superstar Spotlight. As always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to each and every episode. It means a lot to me, and I definitely appreciate y'all for that. As always, these episodes are sponsored by Guilty Rich. Make sure you guys go copy some merchandise from GuiltyRichBoutique.com. Make sure you put a 3 in place of the E, and that's GuiltyRichBoutique.com. You can pick up stuff like this and much more right there on the website, because if you're going to be guilty rich. All right. So with that being said, I want to welcome our next guest into the spotlight. Entering into the spotlight right now is one of the dopest multi-talented artists within the city. All right. From creating phenomenal music, which you can hear on his EP Survival and his album Malcolm Y, which is out on streaming services everywhere. Make sure y'all check that out. To also producing under the name of Sean Sounds. He is truly gifted and one of them ones that you gotta have on your playlist and in your production credits as well. So without further ado, all the way from Cloudsville, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to GS the Dream.
4th day straight in the lab, I'm going bad. Headphones on my head, my pen glued to the pad. This is a subtle reminder for people wishing me bad. When I'm in my zone, I'm basically paying rent in my bag. I stays in it, my name like high five, you know not to play with it. I seen them talking shit and now I'm rubbing they face in it. They don't want the smoke like they thought I was lacing it. But off of that basic shit, I gave.
That was a hell of an intro, man. You standing sharp out here with the intro.
I'm trying to be up there with them, you know.
Yeah.
Some nice looking couches and everything like that to do this song.
For sure.
But yeah, welcome.
Oh, we needed some yak in here. I should have brought some apple juice so I could have took my little shot.
That would be cool. But man, how are you feeling overall, man? How's everything?
I'm in a really, really good space right now. The timing of this is just perfect because I just started like posting content like that's music related again. And it kind of reminds me of how willing Flint is to support its own. You know, a lot of times when you're not doing a lot, it's easy to be like, oh, I'm out of sight, out of mind, and people don't care about me because I'm not all in everybody's face, when really people just waiting on you to give them something to support. You know what I'm saying? Right. So posted something yesterday, a bunch of shares, bunch of likes, bunch of comments from people that I didn't even really think I was on their radar, but you know, you see the support and it's like, nah, I was just waiting on you to drop something. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So
yeah, anytime you drop something, the support and the amount of, I guess we can just say the amount of views that it gets is always amazing, because like you said, it definitely shows that the support is real around the city and everything like that. So with that being said, you know, now that you're back on the social media thing and here doing this interview,
right? I came out the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Had to get you out here. And now that you're out here, are you ready to step into the spotlight?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So
absolutely.
Yes, the dream is ready. I hope you're all ready. Let's get right into it. So first question is the question I ask everybody. How did you come up with the name GS the Dream?
All right. So my dad's name is George. I'm also George. I'm the third. And his last name is McQueen. So like the letters that are capitalized are basically just my parents' initials. So the G and the M at the end of Dream came from him. The S came from my mom, and the capital D at the beginning of Dream came from her because her last name was Demps. So George McQueen and Sean Demps. And I had to find something that had those letters in it that sounded like I wanted to go by that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That flowed together perfectly.
Man, I don't know what I would have did if they switched their names around.
But that's still dope though. That's dope though that we got that here and everything like that. So
Yeah, I just wanted to be like a combination of them because, like, as a kid, I'm kind of the reflection of them. I'm the only kid that they had together. My mom had, my sister before I was around, but I'm my dad's only child and I'm my mom's only boy. So I tried to, just try to keep them alive with everything I do. So even with the Sean Sounds thing, my grandma, who raised my mom, obviously, after my mom passed and I was living with my grandma, she used to see my face and call me my mom so much. Like every time I come down the stairs, like, Sean, stop stomping down them stairs. Like everything, she called me Sean so many times, and it sounded so much cooler than George anyway. I feel like you got to evolve into a George. Like you can't even be George until you like 63. I feel like you got to age into that, like Pokemon levels. But yeah, so when people started meeting me outside of places where I had to give them my government name. Oh no, I was Sean. If you met me on the basketball court, nope, I'm Sean. Don't call me George. Nah, that name just sounded corny. So I tried to get far away from it, but also it was kind of a way to keep my mom alive in my head because I felt like as long as people were saying her name, she was still here. So that's where that came from.
Gotcha, gotcha. And it seems like, well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems like a lot of inspiration came from your mom, and which leads me to my next question: how did you get involved with music?
That's actually based off of her too. So I was probably like 8 years old when everything happened. So being a kid, not really having a hold of my emotions and stuff like that, I kind of just wanted to go somewhere that felt safe. And that was my room at that time. And I was playing like a Mace, like I had the Mace single for Feel So Good. And on one side, it was the song. And then on the other side, it was the instrumental. So I would play it and I was listening to the instrumental and I was kind of like rapping his verse, but like it was me because the videos looked so bright and shiny. They had the shiny suits, they was dancing. It looked fun. I wanted to do something that felt fun. Like I just wanted to feel something outside of sadness. So I kind of, put myself into that video with that single. And from there, I went to like listening to other music and listening to some of my favorite verses where people said their name and just throw my name in there. Right. And then I went to like listening to verses and thinking about lines that they could have said better. Like, oh, it would have been harder if you said this. So I went from rewriting verses to writing my own verses to kind of just trying to sneak in the studio with my cousins because they all did music and they didn't let me record at all. I was still too young. They like, I don't know why you're trying to hear you rap about Beyblades. But yeah, so I tried to like sneak in with them and start doing music, and I feel like I really started taking music serious in high school when I had a friend, Dre. He had a mic and a computer. We was recording on Audacity, which is like a free software, super bad quality, but it just felt fun to just run in there and rap some words in the closet, and then now we have something that we can listen to, and I can share this with my friends. And we used to perform with our church. We was in the choir, and they let us do like our little rap versions of like songs that were popular at the time. Like Hurricane Chris had A Baby, and we turned that into Praise His Name. So yeah, like we did stuff like that, and just like being around people who were my age and were also interested in music, kind of like reinforced the fact that, oh yeah, I can do this and I can be great at it. You know what I'm saying? And that was what made me kind of say, you know what, this is what I want to do for real. Like it was nothing that I felt like I could go to school for that was gonna give me that kind of joy. So I'm like, you know what, I can do this rap thing.
Gotcha, gotcha. And here you are today, still doing that thing at a high level, high quality, and everything like that.
Appreciate it.
And then, you mentioned that you were listening to different artists' verses and everything like that. Who were some of the artists that you listened to growing up?
Mace. Mace was that guy for sure. He was just cool. And I don't know, man. Something about Mace just made me feel like listening to him was gonna make me get girls. Like I just felt like
He was definitely smooth.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was Mace. If we fast forward a little bit to the early 2000s, you couldn't go anywhere and not hear 50 Cent. Fabulous was kind of one of those people that made me pay attention to words and how you put it together and like how you can be witty with your music. Jadakiss had a real just rugged, rough delivery, but it's just like whatever he said, he made you love it. Like he made you believe it. Jadakiss is one of them. Jay-Z, I kind of got on to as I got old enough to like realize what was going on because he wasn't necessarily a punchliner. He paint pictures and he'll he just was a lot smarter than my attention span was at the time. So it wasn't that his music was ever bad. It's just that I don't feel like it was for me until I was old enough to like understand what he was saying. But once I go back and I listen to Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint and what I'm saying, Volume 2, 3 and all that stuff, like it really helped me understand why he was the man. DMX was one for sure. And if you listen to my content, you can tell that I listen to a lot of like comment and like conscious artists coming up. So the Lupe's, the Talib Kweli's, Most Defs, people that I felt like had a message in their music. And going back and revisiting those kind of projects was what helped me craft Malcolm Y, because that was like me trying to say like I need one of these like timeless things. Like no matter what's going on in the world, you can listen to this album and be like, oh yeah, he was talking.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned Malcolm Y because I was going to transition into my next question. Given what I've just learned, based on the artists that you've listened to, and then listening to Malcolm Y, which I still play today. I play
Appreciate it,
I play
man.
Erica and Black Love like it came out yesterday.
Yeah, those are some ones, man.
Definitely dope. So before I even get into the question, make sure y'all stream Malcolm Y on all streaming services and everything like that. Definitely a dope project, definitely a dope album. Make sure y'all check that out. And now for my question, with Malcolm Y, it seems like the way that this was constructed seemed to talk a lot about society and culture as a whole, and just some of the problems and some of the solutions that we try to come to on a day-to-day basis. What was your mindset when it came to creating Malcolm Y?
Overall, like when I first got the idea, I was kind of really like political with it because I was in my head like, if you look at the generations that were going through the civil rights movement and stuff like that, there were like concrete leaders. You know what I'm saying? You had Martin Luther King, you had Malcolm X, you had a bunch of people who were really like starting movements trying to create something. And then as time progressed, as black people, we didn't really have like a solid leader for real. So I was just thinking like, man, if we took the person from the 60s, 70s that was doing all of that heavy work and just placed them in the now in this generation and our generation was Generation Y. So if we took Malcolm X and then transferred him to this generation, what would that look like? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was somebody with the resources of the internet. He was doing all that with no internet.
Right.
Like this is word of mouth. He hand to hand. I gotta go somewhere and stand in front of these people and make these speeches and have them like I gotta convince y'all to want more for yourselves. It's so much easier now with social media. I can watch a video for somebody from Alaska and he can reach me. If Malcolm Y was in Malcolm X was in Alaska, none of that happened. By any means necessary is dead. Like nobody in Alaska is fighting like the people in the South were. So it's just like I wanted to take something that was that powerful and kind of just reintroduce it to a new generation, but like musically, like what would that person sound like? What would he be concerned with? How would he react to Ferguson? How would he react to Trayvon Martin? Like, we got like J. Cole and stuff like that, but I feel like he's an artist, like somebody who dedicated their life to that in this generation would be crazy. So I tried to kind of just do that in the midst of an album.
Got you. And the way that is crafted and constructed is definitely amazing, and I definitely feel like the power that comes from each individual track. Like it's not just you just saying something to say it. Like it's a meaning behind each and every word, each and every verse, and that's what I personally take from it. Like just the messages that are relatable now as they were then. So yeah, that's definitely dope.
I was trying to do something timeless, man. I feel like Common has an album B that, in my personal opinion, has no skips. Like I can listen to that album from top to bottom no matter what I'm doing. If I'm hopping in the car real quick, I can start it at track 1, and then whatever track I'm on, when I get out the car, I'm gonna start it from that when I get back to go where I'm going, clean up around the house, just whatever. And there's so many different feels on there. Like he had a song for women on there. He got songs that tell stories, like made up stories and real life stories. And then he got songs where he just want to be lyrical. He got songs where he talking about like the struggle, like the joint that he got with Kanye West, the food. And it's just like when you put the whole project together, it's crazy. And it's not really too many things on there that sound the same. So I tried to think like, what would that look like for my style and, you know what I'm saying, for the type of music I make. And I felt like I did a pretty decent job.
Absolutely. And that is going to lead into my next question, because that's not the only bag that you get in.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of variety.
That's the thing too. Like I feel like doing that and having that be like the biggest project under my belt kind of made people think like if it's not conscious DreaM, not messing with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People feel like they can't hit me for R&B songs, or they think I don't make R&B beats, or you know what I'm saying, just whatever. It's just like, oh nah, that's not super politically charged or extra lyrical. DreaM not gonna want to put his hands on it, but it's like, man, I do everything. Man. I just did that really good.
Yeah, because we've heard you on songs with Bigger the Kid, Hey Bro, Jeff Sky, Belly Beretta, just to name a few. And you get into like different bags when you rap with them. So, when you are writing for like different types of songs, I don't want to put this. Is there like a process that you go through when it comes to these different lanes that you get into when you're writing?
I think everything happens on a case by case basis. Because a lot of times somebody will come to me with a song that's already crafted and I just need a verse. A lot of times people might come to me with a beat and just be like, look, I don't know what I want to do to this, but I know you can do something, so let's figure it out. So sometimes people come to me for a hook. So it really just depends on what the situation calls for. I feel like, and when I'm crafting for a collab, I always think about what's the best for this particular song. So like sometimes it's not trying to outshine somebody lyrically. Maybe it'd be, okay, well, we need to change the vibe, so I'm gonna come melodic on this record just to kind of shake things up or give people another reason to listen to it. If somebody didn't really tap into the super lyrical verses, maybe they like the hook, or you know what I'm saying, maybe they like the bridge or whatever. So I try to think about what's best for the record. Um, I also kind of try to line up with who I'm collabing with, because I don't want to jump on somebody's song and it's just like, oh yeah, that's a great verse, but not for this. You know what I'm saying? So I always want to make sure that I'm in line, so that when that song is released or whatever, we know that we put our best foot forward as far as the longevity of that song.
Actually, okay. So yeah, because a lot of the songs that I listen to, you sometimes you're on there singing, sometimes you're on there talking crazy. Sometimes like putting down like that smooth type of rap. So yeah, it's definitely different avenues that I see you going in, and it's dope to see like the versatility that you have. And
Yeah.
yeah, like a lot of people can't do that for real. So for you to be able to execute that how you do is definitely
You know
amazing.
what? I feel like a lot of people can, but they aren't comfortable. Because
Right.
I had to get over that myself. Like, people don't know Jeff sings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jeff not doing full R&B records, but he can hold a note. Like, he actually got a voice. So I don't feel like it's stuff that people can't pull off. I think a lot of times as artists, we get in our heads like, what is people gonna think if I drop this? Or, you know what I'm saying, this don't really fit with the rest of my stuff. So I might lose fans or I might lose support. But I feel like, especially when it's a local circuit, like if people support you, they're gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? So a song or two is not gonna make somebody jump off your bandwagon totally. If you do a whole project and go left, okay, you might you might be testing the water a little bit. But I think a song or two, just like experimenting and just showing people what else you can do, I don't feel like that would hurt anybody. For
Got you. Got you. And speaking of support, we just mentioned, collaborations with other people.
real.
And then also like a lot of the events that we have, like whether it's music, poetry, or just like the arts in general, like you're always there supporting and everything. Like
Yeah.
even the events that you're a part of, like even when you're done doing your thing, you're right there supporting everybody else. So, how important is it to you to collaborate with people within the city and give them continuous support as well?
I think it's really important because as a small city, we really are we have, and I think a lot of that mindset came from like being close with Babe Bro, because we would do shows at the local, and then we'd invite other people to perform with us, and it seemed like people would get off the stage and then dap us up and be like, "All right, bro, I'm up out of here." It's like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all supposed to be on this event. Your name is on the flyer. Like, if people come in late and you not here, it's gonna look like you didn't show up at all. So, and then on top of that, like when we go to shows, if there's space in the front, because some of the joints be packed, but if there's space, we try to be the people right in front of the stage, because I know how it feels to be on stage and nobody's giving you energy at all. So me and Brody, we kind of just try to be the people that we want to see at our shows. You know what I'm saying? Be the people that show up on time, might help with some chairs if it's something like that to be done, or you know what I'm saying? But most of all, it's like if I'm here, I want the people that's here to know I wanted to be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the energy, I'm interacting with people. If you on stage and you got a song that's catchy, when that hook come back around, I'm saying it with you. Like, that's just something that I try to do for people that's on stage, because like when I'm on stage, I kind of like that energy, and you know what I'm saying, if I respect people as artists, I just try to give it back to them whether I know them or not.
Yeah, yeah, and that's definitely that's definitely needed because yeah,
Because
like
the
you
art
said,
is so hard, man.
yeah,
Like, you trying to put something out there for people, not knowing how they gonna react to it, not knowing if it's good or bad, or having your own thoughts about it, and then just having the courage to kind of put your most vulnerable moments in front of people, whether it's visual art, whether it's something you draw or a picture you took or whatever. Like, when you show people your stuff, you give them the opportunity to point at it and be like, "Oh, that sucks." And like, nobody really likes how that feel, no matter what their art is. So I just try to be somebody that's on the other side of that to kind of help level the scales, because the world is gonna be the world, you know what I'm saying? But it got to be some people that kind of shine a light and like, oh no, this is good, or just encourage people to grow like artistically.
cool, 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 and yeah, I feel like the art as a whole here in Flint is growing, and yeah, just to see you like supporting everybody,
Yeah,
doing what they do, like I
you do
think
that too though. You do that a lot. Like, I see you everywhere, fashion shows, you know what I'm saying? Anytime it's more than two rappers in the room, you probably there. And you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And I see you giving people a platform to kind of talk about what they do or get people interested in what they do. And then, like, it's like if they know you, they pretty much tapped into a majority of the artists in Flint. And I feel like that, even you having a spotlight, naming it a spotlight, like you're literally dedicating yourself to shining a light on other people. So I think that's really dope, man.
I appreciate
I don't feel like enough people give you your flowers for that, because you had everybody searching for moon water.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then bro ain't pay you for that campaign or nothing. It was just like, dog, I need this project. You've been telling us about this since 1948.
It's definitely an honor to be able to support artists like yourself and just give everybody the opportunity to shine. Because really, like the growth starts from within the community. We can do that and build each other up within. Then, as people venture out, I feel like it gets easier for them to be comfortable on the outside, as opposed to just going out there and not knowing what to expect and everything like that.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely what this platform is about. And I just appreciate you even mentioning that.
Oh yeah. I'll be watching.
But yeah, I appreciate that. So speaking of being put in a spotlight, you put a spotlight on your lyrical talent through social media.
Yeah.
You had warm up Wednesdays.
Look, they wanted bars, I brought the bars back. They knew I was dope when I gave them contacts, all facts. Got so much in store, I bring them all back. And I travel so much, they like, nah, we gotta call that. I'm parasailing cause I'm fly with the wave. Then they blame me for their failures like I'm in the way. But I'm so far ahead, I couldn't mess up your play. Cause if I stopped and stood still, you wouldn't catch up for days.
That was some content that you have put out and everything like that. And like you said earlier, you've been putting out different content here and there. What is the goal when it comes to adding like skits in there, just creating different ways to get your art out there?
I always wanted to find a way to make my music translate to the casual listener. So a lot of times, like, people view lyricism as people that use really big words and don't really say anything. Like, oh, you can rhyme these, syllables, and technically that makes you a good rapper. But at the end of the day, I don't know what you're saying. You're not rapping about something I don't care about. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of put them in this whole box of like people you can't play around women. You know what I'm saying? So what I wanted to do was kind of make the music more digestible and just like showcase the talent in a different way. So if I can make you laugh before I drop the bars on you, cool. If I could pretend I'm asleep and spit a 16 about like sleep related or dream related things, all right, cool. If I can show you how like my inside of people from an engineer's perspective, how they'll come in a certain way and then they hit the booth and turn into a totally different person. If I can make that funny and showcase some lyrics at the same time, cool. So I think I was kind of just like documenting my journey as an engineer, as a producer, as a rapper, and all of these different things that I do, but just bringing it to social media in a way that felt like me. You know what I'm saying? If I could watch it back and not cringe, I feel like I'm good. I think a lot of people do stuff that's like borderline corny because they think it'll go viral.
Yeah.
And that's where I get lost. Like, I never wanted to do something that didn't feel like me. So when the idea for Warm Up Wednesdays came around, I think my first ones, I pick a beat and I just rap. And then when I started like pushing the skit into it, it just became more fun. Like it stopped feeling like, oh, I gotta impress people every Wednesday. And it started feeling like I got inside jokes with my friends every Wednesday. Like, you know what I'm saying, giving them something to joke at. So yeah, that's where the skits came into play.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a dope concept, for sure. And I got to get on one of those skits for sure.
Man, absolutely, bro. I've been trying to turn them into like more scripted things.
Okay.
Cause a lot of times when I'm just improvising, if I mess up, it's the whole thing. Like I gotta do the whole lines again, and I was making them up as they came to me. So now it's like, dang, I don't even know what I want to say for real. But I'm just trying to take it a little more serious. Not so much to where it feel like work, because when it start feeling like work, it's like, oh my god, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to make sure the quality of it is better. So I'm thinking about what I can do on my end to make sure it's more enjoyable when people tap into it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely down to help and make that happen. So whenever you need me, I got you.
For sure.
I got you. I got you. And yeah, so y'all be on the lookout for me in one of those warm up Wednesday skits for sure.
For sure.
Okay, so we've covered music, and we also have to cover the producing side. You have a studio that's called Cloudsville.
Yeah, Cloudsville Studios.
And you produce under the name Sean Sound. So how did the production side come into play?
I want to say production probably became serious for me at 2012. That year, I decided I was gonna go work at Cedar Point, and I had a lot of downtime. Because you know what I'm saying, it's like you work, and then we were pretty much in dorm rooms when we wasn't working, and a lot of the artists I was listening to at the time were producing for themselves. That was the era where J. Cole was predominantly rapping over beats that he made himself. Big Crit was somebody that was a huge influence, and he was rapping over, you know, music that he made himself. And then once I found out that somebody told me J. Cole was making beats on Logic, I was like, oh, Logic only $200. Let me go ahead and get that. And I found out I could produce in Logic and I could record myself in Logic, and it was kind of all in one thing. So I started experimenting with it, and I had a cracked version of FL Studio like every starter producer does. It was so bad, like I couldn't even really save the beat. So it's like either I had to leave my computer on, or I had to just export it how it was, and that was the beat. I couldn't go back and change it or nothing. So I was thugging it, you know what I'm saying? But just listening through music for as many years as I've been listening to it, once I started trying to produce it, it kind of gave me a different appreciation for it, because now I'm listening to the layers. I'm listening to how the drums were mixed on certain songs, and you know, it just gave me a different perspective. One, as a songwriter, as a performer, like, man, if I'm on stage with this, I don't want to have to compete with this bass the whole time. So maybe I turn this down a little bit during the verse and then crank it back up on the hook. So it just gave me a different way to kind of view everything. It's like if somebody was an actor and then they become a director. You know, not only are you thinking about the lines, or, you know what I'm saying, not only are you thinking about the shot, you're thinking about the emotion you can bring to it if you lit the right way. Like, oh no, man, if this light is behind me, it's gonna make everything darker in front of me. So then my face is gonna look sadder, and you know what I'm saying, like all of that kind of stuff. It kind of gives you more tools to get your point across better. So I think the production definitely stepped up me as an artist, because it made me care more about what I was rapping over, as well as what I was putting on the beat. Like, it gave me respect for the beat and the words. A lot of rappers will put all their respect on the words because they're like, oh, if you can rap better than me, you hard. But when you think about the beat and the words, it's like I enjoy the whole marriage of the song. So yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so who are some of the artists that you have produced for?
That actually put the music out, or are we talking about
right now, or anybody you can talk about?
I engineer a lot for Vaughn Lambo. We got a couple songs that, you know, he made over beats that I made. I feel like Babe Bros rapped over a couple of my beats before. Um, I produced for Figga not too long ago. Me and Jeff toss ideas around every now and then. It's Damon Compton. I did a lot of music with him. Stuff that he came in and we produced from scratch. You know what I'm saying? LaRon Anthony, I did some stuff with him. As far as production, I've been on a couple hooks for him. Um, I engineer literally anybody who I feel like takes music seriously. Like, I'm probably not going to engineer your first song ever, but once you get to a point where I feel like you actually care about like putting effort and money into your music, okay, cool, we can work. 'Cause I know you take this serious enough for us to like build a friendship or a relationship from there. But I'm trying to think of anybody else that has specifically put a song over. I done sold beats for sure, but I can't really count up everybody who's sent me back a song that they did over my beat. Oh, my boy Tony Millions from Detroit. Me and him got a 420 anthem, and I don't even smoke, but you know what I'm saying. He did his thing on that beat, and it just really he took it in a whole different direction. Like that was something I was not expecting, but that song is really really dope, and that's probably one of my favorite songs that I produce to this day. And of course, I produce a lot of my own stuff too. You know what I'm saying? A big majority of Malcolm Y was my production. All of Survival was my production, except for The Plan, which was Vibe Dealer. So shout out to Vibe Dealer. Um, but yeah, I kind of I work with whoever's ready to work.
Okay, cool. So if I'm ready to work and I'm ready to, get in the studio and drop something, like what is that experience like? Like if I'm coming in Cloudsville, what should I expect when I walk in there?
A water for sure. That's the one thing. On top of that, I really try to put our artists in a really comfortable space. I ask you what you're listening to. You know what I'm saying? What vibe are you on? What kind of energy do we need to bring to this? And I feel like a lot of times putting the ball in somebody's hands is kind of scary for them because it's like, dang, if this is bad, it's because of me. You know what I'm saying? You let me make all the decisions. So if I told you I want to do X, Y, and Z and I come out trash, it's my fault. So I try to kind of alleviate some of that by, getting into what you like as an artist. Cause now it's like, oh, okay, cool. We have a direction to run in that's not foreign to you. So I try to, break the ice, do stuff like that. Um, and it really depends. If you come in ready and, you got your beat and your song ready, we'll get straight to it. If not, then we'll play around and try to figure out what vibe we need to be in. But at the end of the day, I'm an engineer that thinks artist first. So the same way that when I go to a show, I try to be the person I want in the crowd. As an engineer, I try to be the engineer I wanted as an artist. Like, who do I want to sit down with? Who do I trust in front of the computer? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be that guy.
Cool. So I'm definitely gonna book a session. I got to get my music career going, y'all. I'm gonna drop something. I'm
No, for sure.
Cloudsville.
I got some beats for you too, man. Whenever you pull up, we're gonna put that together. We're gonna get that skit out the way, then we're gonna get some real music in.
Absolutely. And for those who aren't aware, what are the rates to come to the studio?
6 million. No, I'm playing. You really a lot of it is negotiable because people who like to record in blocks, I feel like I don't really want to have them come out of some big lump sum at once. So if you're recording in a block, like let's say you want 4 hours, I'm not gonna charge you the same hourly rate as somebody who only wants one or two. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it is negotiable. From month to month, I might be doing little specials and stuff like that. Like the end of last year, I was doing free verses for the last 2 months of the year. So I get into a mode creatively, and then I just want to help people. So it's like if I know the juices is flowing creatively, and I just need to do a whole bunch of songs, I'll tell people I'm doing free verses. If the beats are coming in at a crazy volume, I tell people, yo, it's $50 leases for whatever, or $50 exclusives, or whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So the prices are always kind of fluctuating. But as of right now, if you want to book a session, it's about $30 an hour. I'm not one of the studios that's gonna charge you 50 or 75 or anything like that. One, because of where we are, and then two, because I couldn't afford that when I was an up and coming artist. So I'm like, man, I want to make sure that I'm not really tapping people's pockets, but they also are happy with, what I'm saying, what I can do. So I'm not gonna starve myself to help other people, but I definitely want to make sure that people don't feel like they were taken advantage of when they come to Clarksville.
Right, and that's cool. So yeah, everything is negotiable. You know, if you want to go in and work, make sure y'all tap in with GS the Dream.
Yeah, hit me on Instagram, man.
Yeah, Cloudsville is definitely a vibe. I've been there myself. I've felt the energy in there, and it's definitely a dope experience.
Man, we got a blog or something next time you come through.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Make a whole day in the life type of thing.
Yeah.
We'll create something for sure.
That'll be lit.
We'll create something for sure. So as you're creating music and creating music for others, I know that takes up quite a bit of time, and you know, in conjunction with that, you know, you also have a beautiful family, you know, that you know, kind of bring into it at points as well. So how do you maintain the balance between the work life and the family life?
That is a good question. I feel like you do one and then you do the other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when I'm a rapper, I'm still a father. Even when I'm, on father time and I'm kicking it with my kids, I'm still a rapper. So the phone could ring at any time and somebody be like, yo, I need X, Y, and Z. And then, rapper brain tops in. And sometimes it's space for me to do both of them. Like, a couple years back, I was on stage doing Black Love, and my kids got on stage with me. And you know what I'm saying? I thought that was a pretty dope moment. And my daughter actually won a talent show with a song that we wrote together. So she got everybody in her school singing about pickles because that's what she wanted to write a song about. So, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely space where you can blend them both. And a lot of the times when I do music, it's because the kids are asleep or maybe they might be with their grandma or something like that. And then to give me the time to like really lock in on some music and not really feel guilty about like just ignoring my kids or not being around my responsibilities. But my family is really great with allowing me the space to be an artist and create when I need to create. So they definitely make it easy on me. My fiance is amazing. She is an entrepreneur too, so she understands the time and the dedication it takes to make your craft, quality and stuff like that. So every now and then we'll butt heads because I'll be in the studio for 6-7 hours, and she's like, "Boy, you ain't even showered yet. Like you just down there musty." But yeah. Besides that, man, I really feel like I have a family that knows what I'm trying to do and gives me the space that's needed for me to kind of do those things.
And definitely shout out to the fam, man.
Yeah,
definitely amazing to see.
This man be at every birthday party, bro. Like family for real. Like,
yeah, man.
Like for real.
I love y'all, man. Y'all like my family too. So
man, we love you too, man.
It's definitely dope to be in that space with you guys. It's definitely dope. As your career grows, I know we've talked about survival, or we talked about Malcolm Y. We talked about survival a little bit. Those came out in 2019 and 2021, I believe.
Yeah.
What has been in the works lately? I know you dropped a single summer of 2023. I believe it was something different.
Yeah.
And so in between that time, it hasn't really been like a lot of like drops going on like on streaming services. Is there anything in the works right now?
Me and Babe Bro been working really closely lately. Just putting things together. I actually have a couple songs that are really ready for release right now. but I want to make sure that the visual for it is at least in place before I drop them. So I just want to be a little more, just a little more aggressive with how I drop. Because a lot of times I'll drop something, I'll promote it for a week, and then I just be like, people not messing with this, and I just stop. Like, and that's totally on me. I'm not blaming anybody out there. Like, I didn't support you long enough. I don't want y'all to feel like I'm saying it's y'all fault. But once what I feel like the buzz for it dies, then all of my marketing and all of that stuff dies too. But I got to remember, like, if it's old to me, it could still be new to somebody who hasn't heard it. So I'm trying to just make sure I spread out the ways that people can hear it. So it's not just me posting a link on Facebook, or it's not just me putting a clip on IG or TikTok or whatever. It's like, oh, well, this song is on all streaming platforms. It has a video that's here. I got clips on these social medias. Like, it's no reason that anyone who knows me shouldn't have seen this somewhere. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Just make sure that I'm attacking on all fronts, and putting money where it needs to be put, and making sure that it's quality. Because I feel like the music being quality is something that I can say is under my belt at this point. Now I got to think about my visuals being quality, or my social media presence being quality. So once those things line up a little more, I'm gonna be aggressive. So you got 2 weeks. Whoever out here acting like the world is theirs, you got 2 weeks. As soon as I figure out how to record myself and get my content, I'm telling you, I'm on YouTube for hours every day. You got 2 weeks.
And he meant that too. So y'all be on the lookout for sure, because DreaM is on the way. You guys make sure that you keep supporting, keep checking out everything that he's dropping on social media and everything like that, because he's one of the dopest ones we've got in the city. And me as a fan, I'm not just saying that because this is my brother right here. I'm saying that as a true music fan, that he is definitely dope, definitely talented, and I encourage y'all to check him out as well. All right, you got it. Yeah, cool. So, final question:
Okay.
What is, if there is one, the ultimate goal for your career?
I really just want to get to a point where I can start giving back, like, comfortably. I was just talking to my fiance not too long ago about a event I wanted to do, because I had just made a post one day like, man, Flint need like a 3-on-3 basketball league for the summer, but just like for the rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like, because all the rappers want to hoop, all the hoopers want to rap. And I just feel like that'd be a dope way to kind of just bring both worlds together. And I'm like, man, I kind of want it to just be free. Like, I want people to be able to pull up, get a hot dog, watch the game, or watch, the artists that are performing and stuff like that. And she like, I see where your heart is at, but you don't got enough money to just be, doing stuff like this, just out of the kindness of your heart. And that's probably something I got from my mom. Like, just the kindness is just inherently there. So I really want to get to a point where I can throw events and stuff like that in the city and not be worried about how it affects my pockets. Like, you know what I'm saying? If people never give me my flowers as a lyricist, I think they crazy, but okay, I get it. If people never give me my flowers as a producer, a lot of the music I produced has yet to come out, so okay, I get it. But at the same time, if I'm doing something in the city and I'm sponsoring events or sponsoring the next generation of artists, or giving them a spotlight where they can be great and people see me making moves like unselfishly, that's something you can't deny that at that point. Like, I grew the flowers my damn self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be in a position where I can be a light for people from here, to where they feel like, okay, cool. There's somebody in some kind of position of power that wants to see all of us make it.
So, well, I definitely hope that you achieve that mark where you're able to give back and do the things that you would like to do, because like the way I see your career going is definitely achievable, definitely attainable.
Thank you.
And you've got my support 110%. Like I'm right there with you all the way. And I definitely expect greatness going forward. I mean, you're already great now, but just
No,
for
I
the greatness
appreciate
to
it.
continue, I'm definitely expecting that going forward. And
Yeah, when your movie pop off, keep the same energy. I'm gonna bring up this link. Like, hey, you said you was behind me.
I got you.
Let me hold something. No.
For sure. But yeah, that is going to do it for this episode of Superstar Spotlight. Yes, the Dream. I want to thank you for coming on to the show.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
It's definitely an honor to have you here and to be able to speak with you, talk about music, production, just goals in general and everything like that. And yeah, it was truly amazing. And yeah, we probably have to do this again another time.
Yeah,
catch
for
up on
sure.
everything.
When I come back, like when I'm going back on the press run, I'm gonna definitely spin the block and we're gonna talk again. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, you're always welcome here in the spotlight. And you guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to the spotlight as well. Your support is always appreciated. I'm thankful that you guys tune in to each and every episode, which you can find on my Facebook page under Brandon Houston and on my YouTube page as well. If you go to youtube.com/favorite actor, it'll take you right to all of the Superstar Spotlight episodes, including this one. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram at BrandonUpNext810 and TikTok at BrandonUpNext810 for highlights and clips of this show and other shows as well. We definitely dropping content as much as we can, trying to stay consistent and everything like that. So yeah, make sure y'all check it out. Social media for GS the Dream, where can they find you at?
Instagram, Twitter at GS the Dream. I'm also on Twitter at Sean Sounds Like. I am on YouTube. My GS the Dream page has all of my like videos and stuff like that as far as projects that I drop when they put up your album art and they just put your song under there. But I also have a YouTube page where I'm gonna be doing tutorials, beat breakdowns and stuff like that, and that has a couple of the beats that I produced on there. That is Sean Sounds. So you can go to youtube.com/Sean Sounds. TikTok GS the Dream, Snapchat GS the Dream. I've been posting stuff on there lately too. That's music related. I think that's everything. I don't know if y'all still got Tumblr. I'm on Tumblr as GS the Dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep all my lanes open. So wherever you at, type in GS the Dream. And if I'm not there, type in Sean Sounds.
All right, there you have it. Make sure you guys follow GS Dream on all social media. And as always, check out his music on all the streaming platforms as well. Dope music, dope content, multi-talented individual right here. So I encourage y'all to keep supporting him, keep supporting the community as a whole. And yeah, we just want to keep rocking this thing out. So thank you guys for tuning in. Oh yeah, don't forget to stop with our sponsor, hit the website, get you some merchandise. Check us out on Instagram at guilty.rich as well for content and when new drops are coming as well. So yeah, we got a lot going on over here at Fly Star Media. So make sure y'all tap in and get with it because a lot more to come. Okay? All right. So thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. As always, I want to say thank y'all. Keep tuning in to the spotlight. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
But her neck something different. You ain't trying to grind and expect a little distance. I need a team full of niggas on go. Miles on the whip when it's time to hit the road. Same old grind, but I'm in a different mode. That's the only way to do it when you trying to add some O's to the bank.